The acquisition of LeasePlan by ALD is a fact. The new company ALD LeasePlan is born. One of the major things that the new leadership needs to look at is the digital transformation. Let's find out here in Paris how the new company will do that. So we are here with John Saffrett. He is the Group Deputy Chief Executive Officer at ALD LeasePlan, and he will be the one who needs to lead the digital transformation, a very important element, of course, in the months to come. John, thank you very much for your time. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you, Stephen. Very good. It's been an exciting couple of days, so we're very happy.
What is digital fleet and mobility management to you?
I think when you talk about what does digital mean, you've got to focus on the customer, and you've got to focus on your operating efficiency and how you process the business yourself. And traditionally, I think the industry is focused on operating efficiency when it comes to digital, looking at back office systems, reporting platforms, etc. And I think more and more the industry will focus on the front end customer journeys. And if you think about it and you look for a parallel, the tech native mobility companies, the Ubers of the world, etc., they start with the customer journey being fully digitized. And for me, becoming a digital leader in this industry means we have to look at every customer touch point. We have to digitize it. We have to make the experience as simple and easy and frictionless for the customer as well. And that's what we'll be doing over the next couple of years as we bring the two companies together.
So at this moment, you are saying, well, we are not yet there.
No, we've got areas for improvement. I think
Where?
We're very excited, firstly, about the technology assets we have, because I think both companies have got some wonderful technology assets. Both companies have been on a digital journey so far. And they're very complementary as well, because LeasePlan have had strengths in some areas of the business. We've had strengths in some areas of the business as well. So the first thing that's exciting is the fact that the overlap isn't too great in terms of the areas where we think we've got a lot of strengths. If I look at areas to improve, I think all of the industry, not just us, has to look at the in-life driver experience. I think we've all pretty much perfected quotations. We have a pretty strong offer when it comes to a digital journey for a consumer or an SME, either direct or indirect as well. But I think the big challenge for the industry is now, what do you do with the in-life experience of the driver? How do you digitize that and make it as nice and efficient, as simple as possible for the driver as well? And there's a bit of a constraint there, because most companies are carrying legacy back office systems, they're carrying legacy relationships with suppliers, that there's quite a significant amount of investment needed if you're going to digitize all of those touch points and provide a consistent customer experience. And I also think as an industry, we're all going to have to become more data savvy. And again, if you look again at the mobility tech players that are coming through, they start with the customer and they start with the data to improve the customer experience as well. And most of the industry players, the industrials today, in all sectors of the world, not just in mobility, are only really beginning to develop this data capability and knowledge. And it's an area where for sure we can improve. And what I mean by that, Stephen, is it's not just about taking data and telling the customer what they know already. Okay, so getting data and telling the customer they have 250 cars on their fleet, it's pretty basic. And you're not telling the customer anything they don't know already. For me now, data is about providing insights and knowledge that the customer doesn't have. And it's about developing a mining capability where you can look at the data and provide interesting information or conclusions or recommendations to the fleet manager and the driver about how they can drive more effectively, which drivers they can recommend for the transition to electricity and electric vehicles as well. And I think we have to develop that insight and that mining capability if we're going to go the next step.
ALD and LeasePlan, they of course have a big legacy also when it comes to digital capabilities. For what I know, the digital system, the IT system, is not the same. Will you go for one system for the new company?
We have to be pragmatic in terms of what we do when. The first challenge is to bring the companies together. And that means at the local level, we have to look at the most effective way we can bring ourselves together operationally, in terms of premises, in terms of the systems we use as well. So the first focus is on how do you get one company in each country providing one voice to the client at the local level. And therefore, we'll be very pragmatic in the system choices we make. Having said that, both companies had a global digital vision and a global digital architecture vision that they were both traveling towards. And what we've already done with the LeasePlan and ALD leadership teams during the build up to closing is we've carried out some initial comparisons of those platforms, and we've already formed what we think is going to be the future global digital architecture for the new company. And it will be one single global digital architecture. And what this allows us to do is during the integration, when we're trying to make choices about systems, even if it's at the local level, we can choose a direction in that selection and align as closely as possible with the global direction we're going to take. But for sure, we're not going to reach that global ambition within the 2-year time frame of the integration. However, once the integration's out of the way, we'll then be able to move very quickly to that single digital global architecture, which allows us to become a fully digitized business, allows us to operate at digital cost levels across the organization, and allows us to provide a joined up digital customer experience for the client.
But it will not be just a copy-paste of one of the existing systems?
No, definitely not. I mean, the spirit of this deal has always been to take the best of both companies in terms of people, and you've seen that with the leadership team announcements we've made in terms of where we are located in different cities, and in terms of the platforms and the operational processes we'll produce.
What can you share about the timeline of the digital integration?
Well, the main operational integration we've estimated will take us around up to a maximum of 2 years, and that means we have a consolidated company in each country that's operating on a joined up basis across all of our business processes, all of our systems, and with joined up teams in place. Now, one of our main priorities is obviously the continuity of clients through this process as well, and we need to make sure whatever process we choose really reduces the impact on the client. It should be invisible to the client what we're doing on the integration side. And luckily, both companies already had a digital architecture which really separated the front end and the back end from a digital perspective to a certain extent. And what that means is we can maintain a consistent front end for the clients during this integration. They will continue to see what they've always seen. They'll get a continuity of experience and service. But by the way, it actually gives us more agility to bring new products and services to them even during the integration. And then it means behind the scenes, we have to do all the plumbing and all the work to integrate operationally. And only at the point where there's an enhancement to the customer experience will we then make that visual to the client as well. So that'll be the focus locally and globally in the first 2-year period maximum. And then after that, we'll then look to harmonize even more the business processes and the products and services so the clients get an even wider benefit from the integration.
What are the plans in terms of your connected fleet?
Well, both companies have got a connected car platform, targeting slightly different areas of the market and slightly different clients. So again, the complementarity is there. And for sure, we want to try to bring that connected car data together into one data set as quickly as possible, because it will be a very large data set, a very rich data set, particularly if we focus on electrification and electric vehicles. We'll be running one of the largest wholly owned electric vehicle fleets in Europe. So if we can bring that data together, it gives us a great insight into how the vehicles are responding. The eternal question around service and maintenance schedules, we'll be able to provide a reality view on that rather than a theoretical view and get there a lot quicker, and also provide a lot more insight to our clients on how the cars are being used. I mentioned earlier about this need to improve the in-life experience, and connected car is going to be at the heart of that. Now, what we will try to be is we will try to be device agnostic in doing that, because today you've got a hybrid model of either getting the data from a plug-in device or the OEMs beginning to prepare connected car data packages. And so where we can plug in and get data directly from the car, of course we'll do that, as long as the data set is complete enough and relevant enough for us. And we all know about the various regulations that are going through at the moment to ensure that we can get access to that data as the owner of the vehicle. We need to make sure we've got one normalized database, so you can get all that data and you can put it into one place. And then you need to have a data science capability where you can look at that data and develop knowledge and intelligence from it as well. And between the two companies, actually, we've got very strong capabilities and assets in all three of those areas. And I think one of the key focuses on the digital side will be bringing it together as quickly as possible and combining it to provide this new insight, not only to clients, but to the markets and to people like yourselves as well, Stephen, in future.
What will be the first new initiative or digital innovation that your customers will see from ALD LeasePlan?
I don't think it'll be a digital innovation, but the first thing will be we'll consolidate the reporting for shared clients very quickly after closing so that they get the benefit of seeing their combined fleet data onto one platform. We've already developed some of the technology interfaces and extracts to do that. We simply need to get the data in and crystallize it, so a lot of our shared clients should see that very quickly.
That's in the upcoming months?
That'll be very quickly, yeah, very quick. In the first few weeks after the closing, that'll be available to those shared clients. You've then got an ongoing rollout of digital products on both sides, which will just be accelerated by the new co. So if I look at I don't want to call it a legacy ALD products, but if I look at what ALD were doing, we were rolling out our digital platform with some OEM partners in other countries, such as Smart, for example. We'll continue to extend the Fleetpool deployment. Fleetpool, remember, the biggest digital car subscription company in Europe. We acquired it 18 months ago, and now we're looking to move that into other countries and make it available in other countries. We'll continue the expansion of ALD Move and Skipper, so we've already got those products in Netherlands, Belgium and France, and we're looking now at the next couple of markets to deploy that as well. LeasePlan have got a very strong maturity around last mile delivery solutions, and we'll be looking to extend that last mile delivery capability into other countries and to other clients as quickly as possible as well. So there's already lots of digital innovation that was in flight, and our job as a leadership team is to just continue to make it happen and make it happen even quicker.
Thank you very much. Thank you, John Saffrett.
Thank you,
Thank
Stephen.
you for your time. And as you can hear, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of exciting new initiatives in the digital world on the plate of John Saffrett and his team, and you will read more about it on globalfleet.com and fleeteurope.com.